Uh-oh. Where's the theme?
I'm just sitting there with a frozen face waiting for the. We just heard it.
I know. No, that was
Hang on.
That was the other thing.
No, I know that was the other thing.
Wait.
This is going swimmingly.
Go? Okay, there it is. I think this is it.
You got it? All right, go.
Yep.
You know what? That's typical.
Yeah. Hello.
The past couple weeks.
Happy
Yay!
Tuesday.
Welcome into the Ron Ross Radio Show podcast for Tuesday. What is today? February 18th. 18th already. We're already halfway past February. Do you pronounce the R in February? Or do you say February?
February.
You say February. With the R in there.
That's the way I think you're supposed to say it.
I don't know.
February.
Well, let's put it this way. For years, I thought it was mischievous. It's not. It's mischievous.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. See, there you go. So was it February?
I don't know.
Maybe the R is silent. I don't know. You know what? Post it in the comments if you'd like. Hey, welcome to the Ron Ross Radio Show podcast, February 18th, just after 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. And how you doing? I'm Ron. That dude over there is John Uglinski, our partner here on the podcast.
Yes.
And okay, let me get right to it.
Uh-oh.
We did not have a podcast last week. I didn't let you know there wasn't going to be a podcast last week. I didn't get on social media. I didn't say anything for Valentine's Day. I didn't say anything for President's Day.
What is wrong with you?
That's, it is. I have no excuse, really. I was like, oh, I got to do that.
Okay.
And then I didn't. And I would get distracted and do something else. Oh, I got to do that. And then, no, I didn't. I didn't do it. So,
all right.
It's entirely on me. It's entirely on me. And I keep thinking, oh, I need to get somebody to help me with the social media. But, I can't get anybody to do that.
Clearly, it's not going to be me.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even manage my own sometimes.
And for I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I've been, hey, Jennifer.
What's a hey?
No. Hey.
What's a hey?
She is, she's posting on our comment section. That's our lone California listener.
Hello to Jim too, by the way. Thanks.
What's going on, Jim? Jim's posting, and you can post too if you'd like to interact with us live. You can do that if you're watching us and on our Facebook or on our YouTube channel. You can put your comments in underneath, and we'd be happy to interact with you live. You can also leave a message if you'd like. 240-415. I almost gave my home number. 240-415-9090. 240-415-9Z.
There are worse things.
9Z. I told you before that listeners, after I was laid off from Sirius XM, that they found my and personal, and I just got a text and a nice polite text and just how you doing, and I text them back and that was it. And they left me alone. It's not like they save has been radio guy. They didn't. So anyway, I'm for 5 years now. I've been talking to daughter the younger, trying to get her to do social media for me, but she's just too busy. She had 2 jobs working and a relationship and 5,000 things going on. So it was like, nah, Dad, don't really have time to take care of your
yeah, you know what?
Your online presence.
I tried for years to get my kids to get interested in running my Walt Disney World travel site.
So you hear what I'm saying? Okay.
Neither one of them really cares to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Gonna die with me, I guess.
No.
Sorry.
I know.
Somber jokes this morning.
No, it's what was I was talking to somebody over the weekend, I think, and it was like when they said you've got more years behind you than you do in front of you. That really kind of hit home.
Clearly, Ron, we are on the back 9.
I don't know.
No. Yes, we are.
I know. I'm just trying to enjoy as much as I can while it's going on. So anyway, I apologize. I was remiss for not posting anything on the Facebook page and on Instagram or anything. I just kind of, disappeared. I think I posted something on my personal page for Valentine's Day. And That's it. Sorry, Jennifer. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. You know what? Uplifting. We're gonna be uplifting and positive.
Yeah, we'll work on
positive on the podcast today.
Yeah, sorry.
And I am positive though. I got a lot of things to look forward to that are
sure
fantastic.
Sure.
So anyway, but I'm going to look back right now on the podcast because I wanted to talk about your Super Bowl, your Eagles. And Jennifer, way to start my morning.
Going.
Well, I know.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. We're moving forward.
Moving forward. All right.
So your Eagles there, John. Nice job.
Yeah. Hi.
That was pretty exciting.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Super Bowl.
Where did you watch it? Did you watch it at home, or did you go to? You said you were going to go to a pub with like your son because your wife couldn't.
We did that the week before.
Oh, okay.
So we watched the playoff game, and then when it came time to watch the Super Bowl, it was here at home, and we did the thing where we were cooking different things, and what do you want to have?
What did you have? What did you have?
I made some. First of all, I made some wings, which I mean, number one food pretty much for Super Bowl.
Gotta have wings.
Yeah, so I first brined them.
Yes.
So first,
that makes a huge difference. In
huge. I brined them. Then I marinated them in mesquite.
Wow. Okay.
And then I grilled them.
A lot of flavor. Okay. Very good.
And then not only that, we had Buffalo Wild Wings sauces. We had 3 different kinds that we were able to spin them in.
Nice.
They were amazing.
They were amazing. That's great.
Super salty, but
yeah, that'll happen, especially when you brine and marinade.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And then add a salt,
and then kind of burn them a little bit. Just get them a little bit crispy on the grill and stuff. Got them really done. But the nice thing was because of the brining, everything inside was so moist.
Yes.
And it was just this crispy crust on the outside, which was awesome. So, yeah, we did that. Did steaks too.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah.
You did it up. We went to a Super Bowl party. Friend had a Super Bowl party. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And there were meatballs, and it was just 5,000 things. And then
we had meatballs too. I forgot to mention that.
These are teriyaki meatballs, though. I love teriyaki meatballs. And we were asked to bring something. And so we just said, okay, we're just going to do chips and salsa. And when I got nothing I want to cook.
That's okay.
Greatest way I've ever. Right, exactly. No, it was great.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And when you bring something, that's the first thing I open to go, oh, here are the chips. And then I'm like, here's the chips. Here's the salsa. Here's the chips. Here's the salsa. But ding in, guys, because I didn't want to jump into anybody else's food just yet.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether I was going to be polite or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the game, it was a massacre, and
pretty much, it was stats padding at the end.
I'm going to say
the Chiefs just scored.
Right.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl commercials.
Really, there were like maybe 2 or 3.
Maybe
I thought were interesting.
Like Dunkin' Donuts was cute, and
the one with the guy from Schnitz Creek.
The eyebrows.
Yeah, the eyebrow. That was funny.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
But then the one with Pringles, which had the mustaches
flying.
Well, it was kind of like
suddenly, some brand agency was like
nobody talk to each other and like
flying.
They must have been angry, or maybe it was the same. I don't know. Had to have been angry. That's interesting.
See, what would have been funny then is if those 2 brands had gotten together and then there was a third crossover commercial
where a mustache
brought the mustache
into the eyebrows.
That would have been funny and completely memorable too.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I was just kind of
It was
meh.
Yeah, really.
And I don't know if it's because there was a lack of quality, or I've just got more years behind me than I do.
Oh no! See, you brought it up again. Sorry, Jennifer.
I did that on
Sorry.
purpose. I did it on. It's called callback. It's a callback.
Jim was mentioning the Bill Murray Groundhog Day Jeep, which we had talked about before the game, but I didn't see it during the game. Did it run?
Did I see it during the game? I don't remember.
I might have.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It was interesting. It was okay. Here's why it's sad. It was sad to me.
Oh no. Are we gonna go back to is this gonna be a theme throughout the podcast?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because Bill Murray, who's notorious for
Right.
trying to do quality projects,
Yeah.
sold out.
Aw.
Sorry.
He wanted to revisit one of his his things.
I
don't
know, but for
I mean,
Jeep? Okay.
I mean,
Wasn't it
whatever.
Bruce Springsteen who did a Jeep commercial a couple years ago? A Super
I don't
Bowl
know,
commercial?
Ron.
I think
I'm
so.
gonna do
I don't know. You know what? If someone's throwing millions of dollars at me, I
commercial.
would probably do the commercial as well. So
I would.
who am I to say?
Hey,
But
if somebody wants me to sell out, I'm available. Please contact me today.
yeah, I will.
I'll be glad to sell out.
And now,
Rock your product.
speaking of which,
Yeah.
speaking of the Eagles in Philadelphia, so the daughter, the younger, I think I've mentioned before, and you've met her before on this platform.
Correct.
She lives in Philadelphia, and she has a band called Swerves, and she's just released a new song. So
Cool.
I just want to let you know it's out there. It's on Spotify and wherever you stream your music.
Stuff.
Swerves. It's a new song. It's called Velvet, and I don't know where she is in the creative process. If this is part of a bigger project, she kind of keeps all of that stuff close to the vest. Like, what are you working on? Nothing. No, nothing. And next thing I know, boom, there's a song. I'm like, oh, okay, so nothing, huh?
Nothing.
No, she's in the middle of creating something. I don't know what's going to be happening after that, but she's got a little mini tour coming up with a bunch of other bands. She's going to be playing in Richmond, Virginia,
Cool,
and Washington, D.C., Baltimore, deer hunt, and then she's back in Philadelphia. So a whirlwind long weekend tour, which with Swerves, and I forget who her host band is. She's with a bunch of other. I'll look that up. I'll post it up later because I'll post it up. But if you're in any of those cities and you want to see Swerves, then go out and see them. We're going on Friday. I took the day off from work, which I believe is the 28th, and go to see her in DC at this place called the Pie Shop, which is literally a pie shop. It's a pie shop. So but they have a band room upstairs. Band room, full bar, all that stuff's upstairs. Downstairs.
This sounds like Colada Shop, where we used to go to, or where we had a rooftop social at for my work, and they had like a space upstairs.
Well, it's downtown DC.
Yeah,
is that possible?
That's where
true. You worked at that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send that to me because I want to see it.
The pie shop. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we're in Greatest Wife Ever, and I were like, we're going like 2 hours early because we want to like try all the pies.
Why wouldn't
they have?
Yeah, I'm looking this up.
And savory pies. So somebody goes, "What's savory pie?" I'm like, chicken pot pie. Oh yes, turkey pot pie. A shepherd's pie. They have all of that, which I'm very excited about, and to see my daughter play.
Yeah, I mean, actually,
it's at the pie shop. Really, I'm like, I gotta go. We gotta go to the pie shop. Greatest Wife Ever was like, we gotta go to the pie shop early. Like, you know what? I'm on board with that. So I took the day off from work so we can make it a day.
Okay. No, I don't blame you. Actually, I'm looking at pictures of it online. It looks pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and a nice big band room upstairs, and there's a bunch of bands, and so we're gonna go. It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
Bud has popped on to our Facebook. Says good morning, all. Better Nate than Lever. I'm like, dude, you misspelled it. Oh,
no,
I get
I'm
it.
kidding.
It's a joke. So, yeah, Swerve says new music out to go get it where you get it. And if you go on Spotify, then you can find all of her EP and a bunch of all the stuff that she's put out. Which I gotta say, because I'm a musician and I had a band in the 90s where we did a lot of original music, and and I'm just gonna say it. I'm not saying it just because I'm her dad, but it is kind of amazing. She can write a song. It's amazing that, not only just the lyrical content, but she writes a hook and then she stops at the end, and it's not the end because then she has a coda and she changes tempo and it's a different. I'm like, okay, that's very Paul McCartney of you to change it up. There you go.
Yeah, just
Swerve's Band at
found some of it. Yeah,
she's on Bandcamp as well, and
apparently other places as well.
Correct. She's everywhere.
Yep.
But anyway, I just wanted to promote the fact she's got a new song out. Valentine's Day, which was just Friday. You know,
yeah,
it was now for years and years and years. Greatest Wife Ever is she's a florist. She's a retired florist now. So, but for years and years and years, Valentine's Day ate up, goodness, 6 weeks of her life, maybe even more, two months of her life leading up to it. So she's like right after Christmas, she's like, oh, got to get ready for Valentine's Day. And because, as a florist, she's just making, the this is the international symbol, by the way, for making a floral arrangement. But she was putting together a dozen roses. She taught me how to put together a dozen roses with baby's breath and baker's fern in a vase. Oh. And going for height and some symmetry, but it can be asymmetrical.
No round mounds, right?
No round mounds, exactly. It's got to be spacious, you could be asymmetrical. Height, you need some height,
right?
Depth. She taught me all of that stuff. Now, of course, I love to watch her work when she hasn't worked in a while, because like I said, she's been retired. But sometimes they pull her out of retirement and she has to do an arrangement or something for, like, we got a baby shower coming up. So I'm sure she's going to be in the middle of that. And but it's so great. She pulls out her toolkit. She's got a toolkit. She's got this little utility knife that she uses. And it's just like, she's just clipping off the ends. She's measuring the height and then putting it in and spinning it around. And she steps back and looks at it. It's really, I'm sorry, I'm gushing a little bit. It's really cool to watch. It's nice to watch an expert,
right,
in crafting in their field of expertise.
Yes.
I like to watch people. I like to watch bricklayers, masons lay brick. I could watch that for hours. I love watching stuff like that. Or welders, or people like I'm saying, with the Greatest Wife Ever, to watch her do that is really cool. So Valentine's Day has been just a overhanging umbrella through the first quarter of our year, every year for the longest time. But as a retired florist, now it's like, and you watch all the people running around doing the 5,000 things, and you're just like, okay. So it always cracked me up that, when they were writing their the orders up, that what was going to go on the card, they would abbreviate it. So it would always say Happy VD, which I always thought was hilarious. But that's because I'm an old guy with more years behind me than I do in front of me. Call back two.
Right.
But because
got one more.
Obviously nobody says VD anymore.
No.
But and then our tradition, the thing that I was always lucky about, was because she did not want flowers for Valentine's Day.
True, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I would do chocolates. I would do like Godiva chocolates or something like that, because I love Godiva chocolates, and I kind of hope that she did too.
Right.
No, she liked them.
So you'd be able to
but I would give her a Godiva chocolates and or something of that nature for Valentine's Day. But again, she didn't want to see a single stem of a flower, so it was Chinese food. Chinese food was our traditional Valentine's Day. So she'd come home, collapse. There were a couple of years I actually delivered for Valentine's Day. Get in the old van, and man, tell you what, that was I now have a huge appreciation for delivery personnel, because it's nuts finding the right address when it's not clearly marked, or you see 4 mailboxes and you go up one driveway and they split off. Well, which one's 4102? Is this 4100? And you go up to each one, you see if it's marked on the, trust me, I in the middle of it. And we had a standing order with the flower shop that we own, is like, no dogs. You have a dog out, you're going to have to come to the shop and get it. Well, I will drive up and there's a dog, back out, Bye. come to the shop.
so sorry.
Don't do dogs. Don't do dogs. But
and was this before like GPS was big too? When you were delivering
this
stuff?
was
this
was before. This was before GPS was huge. I mean, you had cell phones, but it wasn't on it. These were the brick cell phones, and
you'd have to have
we had the big map. You had the in our little town in Middletown. We had when you had the Frederick County map,
right?
And it was a book, and each page, and then it showed you the county on the first 2 pages, the whole county, and then it showed you where all the pages were laid out across the county, and then you would just flip through, and you have to go into Middletown. Oh, shoot! Am I going into Washington County? Where's the Washington County? The Washington County book. I need to go into the Washington County book. Yeah.
I remember this.
It was
navigating was much more scary. Like I mean, driving. I can remember driving home for the first time in my own car from Dayton, Ohio to Pennsylvania.
Right.
And even though I had been that road many times with my dad, when it came to driving by yourself, it was like, oh God, I'm gonna miss a cutoff. I'm gonna, And
right.
You didn't have in 500 feet, turn right, that kind of stuff. So it was a bigger deal.
Well, the thing that's funny about that, and by the way, I didn't want to say, I didn't want to misrepresent. I didn't drive all the time. I just every now and then,
I
would deliver. So we had delivery personnel, and they did it on. It was it's what they did. They were out and my dad delivered for a while, and he because he was retired, and he's like he enjoyed the challenge. I'm like, really? No. Okay, good. All right, you go. And remember, no dogs. Got it.
No dogs.
But it was after that whole day, though, and I'm getting back to the point. She would come home, and I'll get to the GPS. She would come home, lay down on the couch, and then and just kind of decompress, and her feet are aching, and hands are wet and cold because of the water with the flowers, and going into the refrigerator and coming out of the refrigerator, going into the refrigerator and coming out of the refrigerator, and then the walk-in refrigerator. So then it would just lay out the Chinese food. Here we go, Chinese. All right, and then that was it. It was Chinese food, and then bed. You're not supposed to go to bed right after, but it was like you're gonna have to. It was a busy time for Valentine's Day, so it's weird now to go through Valentine's Day that doesn't have that whole hubbub.
I thought of you guys while I was out in Seattle. Actually, I was in Bellevue.
Really?
Technically, Bellevue, Washington, which is right outside of Seattle. Yeah, but at the hotel, there was a florist there, and it was Valentine's Day. By the way, my work, for some reason, every year schedules our board meeting over Valentine's Day, which also happens to be my wife's birthday.
On the 13th.
The 13th.
Correct.
Yeah. So every year I miss her birthday and Valentine's Day combined. But I was thinking about you guys as I went by the florist, and they had the shop, and it was in this hotel, but then they had like 10 or 15, 6 by whatever tables of stuff put on top of it because of deliveries and people coming in to pick things up. And, it's their Super Bowl.
It's their Super Bowl. Exactly.
To bring it back.
It is absolutely nuts.
It was crazy. I was watching for a little bit. They were
and of course I'm on the air talking about Valentine's Day and just like order flowers, make sure you get flowers, because I was going through hey, tips for Valentine's Day.
Right.
I don't really talk like that on my show, but I
sure. Right off in the afternoon for
key 103. No,
and cartoons.
I was doing the list of, oh my God, Steve Moore Music Michaels. I worked with him. Hey, cartooner. They moved him to mornings when we were in the 70s station.
Okay.
He was a nice guy. He was a really nice guy. It was good.
Cartoons.
Cartooner.
You were saying, sorry.
Get it? You were listening in the car. You were listening to tunes in the car. Get it?
I know.
It was for the drive home. We did the afternoon drive show.
It's beautiful. Your beautiful babe.
John, where was I?
You were talking about the 8 things or whatever for
right.
Valentine's
And
Day.
the very first thing was, stick with the classics.
Yeah, get some flowers.
Get the flowers, man.
Sure.
Get the flowers, get an arrangement, get roses, dozen roses. And it was funny because we had an arrangement, something going on with one of the grocery stores. And they have, because now they all have floral sections. And they brought in a dozen roses, and it said guaranteed for 7 days. And our roses, as I recall, because Granny Swift ever took great pains to order the highest quality you possibly could, because a lot of them, the majority of them, you're not growing them in February in the US, were coming from Colombia, Ecuador, South America.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes they get holed up at customs because somebody tried to sneak something in.
Right.
With flowers coming from Colombia.
Right.
Because, flowers will mask the scent of something else.
Right.
You got a dog that's walking along.
Crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, she would talk amongst her floral friends. They're like, yeah, I got held up at the border. I'm waiting on my white roses to come in and whatever. And so
how long did hers last?
A month.
A month.
2 weeks.
Month.
2 weeks at the least. 2 weeks at the least.
Yeah.
But they could carry on for a good month if you took care of them, cut them fresh, and then put in the little preservative thing. And
yeah,
wow, it was pretty. But I told Grace whenever I came home, and I said, there were these flowers at the radio station from this grocery store. And she goes, how were they? And I said, well, because I know what she does. And I you feel the buds. And she goes, were they tight? And I said, yeah, they were tight. They were okay. I mean, I think, I guess they're okay. I don't know what the quality, it wasn't like, I couldn't tell whether it was excellent or not. Yeah. But, look, I think someone who would have been very happy to get those flowers. But I'm just saying the greatest wife ever put in a lot of care into ordering the highest quality that she possibly could, which was, amazing. Now, when you step back and you look at it, you realize how much work and care and diligence she put into the business, make sure it was high quality and, doing the arrangements and all that stuff. So I guess, just a little Granny Wife ever appreciation for it, especially at Valentine's Day.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Sunday was the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary show. Did you watch it?
Bits and pieces of it, and I can tell you I'm not impressed, and I didn't think it was that funny. And Steve Martin's monologue opening, pootinky.
Yeah, no,
I didn't feel it.
Right.
No. I don't know. Again, I'm just getting older and more curmudgeon-y, but which is possible.
Would that be because you have more
time behind me instead of in front of me? I'm on the back nine. Could be
the back nine. You know what? It was uneven. We watched the whole thing. I taped it, and then Grace Wife and I sat down and watched the whole thing. And there were parts when we laughed out loud. Grace Wife,
yeah. Okay.
I
didn't say I didn't find anything funny.
Right? No, I understand. And Adam Sandler's song was tremendous and awesome.
That I didn't see.
You didn't see that? Oh, no, look at the Adam Sandler song. It's it was great.
Good.
It was. It stood out to me and the people who weren't there. For some reason, Dan Aykroyd was not there.
Yeah, I saw
he was at the 40th, but he wasn't at the 50th. And Lorraine Newman did a bit, but I didn't see Jane Curtin do anything. I'm talking about, by the way, these are the original, not rated for primetime players. There were 7 of them. I didn't realize that's all there were. There were only 7 of the not ready for primetime players, and Chevy Chase was there, but he didn't do anything. But anyway, overall, I'd have to say it was uneven.
Yep, that's fair.
If you think about it, every Saturday Night Live show is uneven.
It is, but they had time to plan for this, and that's my.
They did, but that's what happens, though. They do that. Yeah. That's with their weekly show.
Right,
it's uneven. There are things, there are jokes that are going to land, and they're solid ones that that they're going to that are going to, they would go to Kristen Wiig and do the Target lady. They knew they was going to kill every time, or Dana Carvey was going to do the church lady. There were solid ones they were going to go to that were going to kill. And, they tried to spread it out because you don't want to go to the well too many times. Right. Stefan on SNL on the Weekend Update. It was going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then they tried to, write something new, write something original, and sometimes it works and sometimes it didn't. And that's I think the true nature of SNL is they experimented, they tried, and why you would try on an anniversary show, I don't know, but I guess maybe that's the spirit of it instead of going for just the greatest hits.
I don't know. I feel like that was the thing. I mean, you could bring back the people doing the famous skits and recreate it and do stuff. And he had like probably years to be able to work on this. You knew it was coming.
You did have years, right?
Literally. I mean, you knew 50 was coming.
Knew.
So I don't know. I guess that was my disappointment that it couldn't have been better. But to your point, that's kind of Saturday Night Live in a nutshell, isn't it?
It is. It is. There, and
which is a good point.
And the sketches that run after, what do they call it? The sketches that run after Weekend Update, they tend to be the little more experimental, and they could be snoozers. And the ones, especially, what do they call it? In the last 10? Is it called the last 10? There's a code. There's something they say.
I don't know.
The last 10 minutes of the show after the second appearance of the musical guest, those sketches tend to be kind of wah wah. They don't run a big marquee sketch during that time.
Everybody, like, if they're there for the music, they probably drop out. Like, okay, we can go to bed now. We've done.
It's just, I guess it's and maybe that's where Lorne Michaels wanted to put the more adventurous sketches or whatever. But it's I just thought it was fairly representative of SNL, which is usually uneven. When you look back at it and you go, oh, that was great. That was funny. That was great. That was funny. Same thing with the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, because they're rerunning those. I forget what channel it is. It's, one of the old people channels that I watch that has all the life insurance commercials and the, you can get the men's pill, if you hear what I'm saying, via the mail. That's all those commercials are in there. On them, like, wow, who are they targeting? But the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, again, uneven. There were sometimes he'd have a guest, a real snooze, an author, and they'd talk for 10 minutes, and it was just like, oh god, I gotta go to sleep. So I mean, it's just the nature of, you can't be on 100% of the time. It's, when you see for instance, you see a comedy special. All right. That comedian, for instance, if you saw Nikki Glaser, her recent special, And Then You Die, I think it was an HBO special. But she worked that in the clubs for 6 weeks and a team of writers. And, the cream rose to the top and tossed out the jokes that didn't land and so on. You don't have that luxury on a comedy sketch show that you have to write in 1 week. And you're right. Yes, they had all this time for the 50th. And I am surprised that they didn't go with the greatest hits format for an anniversary show. But it's also who they are. Let's throw it against the wall, see what sticks. So I guess all in all, it was funny to look back. I remember watching the first season with because I was 10, I think 10. I hadn't turned 11 yet. It was 75 was the first one. And it was, it was the same. The Killer Bees. I didn't get it. I didn't get a lot of those sketches.
Yeah.
Over my head. Maybe it was sardonic. Maybe it was, I don't know, a parody. I don't know. But I'm a 10-year-old watching this. So maybe I wasn't in their audience.
Right.
But I just grew to love. I mean, I've told you that one of my comedy heroes, although now when you look back, you're like, oh, it was kind of weird, as was Bugs Bunny and Bill Murray. Loved Bill Murray. Now I don't know what kind of stuff he's doing. I think he's got another movie coming out. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing Jeep commercials.
Apparently. Don't drive angry.
So yeah, right. So
Yes. Yeah. So,
those are my thoughts
I
on
don't
this
know.
one.
It is all right.
It was all
I
right.
mean,
Exactly.
you know what? I guess something that's been around for 50 years. I mean, you have high expectations that get built up that things are just going to be better. Kind of like Super Bowl Sunday and the commercials. You know, you have high expectations and then you come out of it with 2 or 3 good things.
But has the quality dropped off, or is it our perception?
No, I think I just
my question.
Generally I thought that the commercials, at least during the Super Bowl, was not. It just didn't seem like they put a lot of extra thought into it. Like it used to be a time for debuting really cool stuff or really innovative spots, and it just seemed like there were a lot of just average, normal, everyday commercials in it.
By the way, excuse me.
And
sorry, I had a yawn.
yeah.
By the way, let me just
need to bore you.
Stop. Shut up. I just wanted to point out that a little inside radio jargon. He said spots instead of commercials. And that's a radio.
Is that really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
People don't call them spots. They call them the commercials.
Huh.
60 seconds. Nobody talks about 60-second spot. That's just us. That's a little
dang
inside baseball a little bit.
I did not know that.
No.
Huh. Okay.
But,
all right.
Okay. Now moving on. And I'm trying to be bright and positive about the whole thing, but so far it hasn't been, has it?
No.
I watched Superman and Lois, which was a TV show on the CW.
Yeah.
Which was in the Arrowverse, but it wasn't in the Arrowverse. I'm not going to get into the minutia, all that stuff. But anyway, it was Tyler Hoechlin was Clark Kent, Superman, and oh gosh, I forget. Elizabeth Turlock was Lois Lane, and they're married and they live in Smallville. They took over the Kent house after Ma Kent passed away, and they're married and they have 2 twin sons. And so he's doing his Superman thing and he's coordinating with Lois Lane's dad, who works for the Department of Defense, and Superman works with the Department of Defense. It's a whole thing. But I watched 4 seasons and now it's over, and they wrote it, and the season finale was very it was sad finale. But anyway, I think with the new Captain America that just came out in theaters, I may, and I know what you're going to say, but I think I've hit the wall on superhero films.
That dang time.
I think.
I'm just saying.
I'm just not.
I'm doing a Lizzo on you.
I know.
Yeah.
I may be there.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know. I got to see
saying something.
Huh?
This is saying something.
I don't know. I mean, it's just, am I going to go to the theater to see Captain America? When's it going to show up on streaming? When's it going to be on Disney Plus? Maybe I just want to be in the cover. Now, I may go to the theater purely and specifically and especially for the popcorn. Other than that, I don't really see a giant reason to hit that. I don't know. I mean, it looks good. Harrison Ford's in it. Anthony Mackie takes over as Captain America. I mean, I get where they're going. I mean, they started with Iron Man and they ended with Avengers Endgame. That was, then they moved on to phase 2. That was phase 1. Now they moved on to phase 2, and not a lot of phase 2 has landed. Not a lot of phase 2 is stirring up the. I mean, you're still going to get a lot of people who are into the Marvel universe, and they're still, and it's still brighter and sunnier and funnier than a lot of the DC. With the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. But and that remains to be seen with the new Superman that's coming out this summer, which is just called Superman, I think.
Yeah, I just don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm the everyman. Maybe I'm not. But I for a while I was into it and I enjoyed all the different movies and got to Endgame and all that with the, Avengers and all that, and bring it in, like Tony Stark and Hulk. And, I like the characters they developed. And then I was like, okay, I'm good. Like I don't know. Am I the normal here? I might be. Either that or the storytelling is
well, everything,
to the point where it's not as good
every good thing has to come to an end and cycle through. And I
Otherwise-
believe it was Steven Spielberg who said that the superhero movies are enjoying the bubble of popularity that the Westerns did back in the day. You had Westerns that
That's
came
true.
out
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And a bunch of actors who became huge monster stars in Westerns. And I guess that's true. I mean, I don't know how long this really has lasted. I guess you would, from the first Superman movie, which was 1978, but then you didn't really have a glut after that. And then Batman 89 with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 2002. And then from there on, it just, it just exploded. Especially when they with the Iron Man and that whole universe that they were putting together, and decided, oh, look, we're going to tie everything together because that's how it is in the comic books. And it was like, oh, that's an interesting and unique way of doing that. But now with everything tied together, and you have different worlds, else worlds, and multiverses.
The multiverse is where you're starting to lose me. There's too much.
He's Superman here, but over there he's Bizarro, and I'm like, okay, all right. And I realized as I'm watching it, because Grace's wife ever sitting there, and she indulged me and she let me watch. Didn't let me, but she's like, yeah, go ahead. And she's sitting on the couch and she's just on her iPad, and every now and then she'd look up. And on the Superman and Lois. And I said, she looks at me, she goes, I said, I know, it's soap opera. It was very much soap opera. There was some action, but there were some episodes, there wasn't a lot of action. There was a lot of expository acting and storyline. And I was into it. I was into the soap. I was into the soap opera storyline of Superman and Lois.
Yikes!
And and Lois Lane, the writer, she had breast cancer, and so it was all of that as I'm watching that, and I'm like, that was
part of the storyline.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't really escapist. This isn't what I'm.
Yeah, like, wow. Okay.
I know, it was deep. It was good. It was well acted, and they did a good job. And the writers, I think, were true to the characters. But anyway, I'm just kind of,
yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
I mean, I got there a little bit earlier, I think.
Did you? All right.
I think I got off a couple stations before you.
I don't know if I'm not gonna see anything, but I mean, if I can kick back in the comfort of my own home and one of the 5,000 streaming services that I'm paying for, and
well, I think that's part of it, right? Too, just the glutton of entertainment. Like, I don't look now to go to the movies, which is weird.
Well, no, I always look. Don't get me wrong. I love going to the movies.
Same.
And any excuse I can get to go to the movies, I will go. I'm just not necessarily sure it's going to be a superhero movie now. But I have to go see things that are a spectacle. I will definitely go and see something that's a huge,
like the Top Guns, the Mission Impossible.
I will always go and see a Tom Cruise movie in the theater. Cruise movie.
Absolutely.
Tom Cruise makes a Tom Cruise movie. Greatest Wife Ever and I will be front and center every single time, because you get what you pay for. This is exactly what I'm expecting. This is what I want. This is what I want.
I want popcorn movie.
While I got popcorn, I'm like, popcorn flies everywhere. Absolutely. I might even go. I might even do that with a scary movie, with a horror movie. Oh. I definitely won't do it with a tearjerker, because I don't want to sit there and cry in the middle of the theater. Which, by the way, and I'll say it again. I'll give you another warning, because it might be coming out on video soon. Maybe they might hold it until next year. But the greatest Christmas pageant ever.
Oh, right. You mentioned
we went to go see that. We're like, oh yay, greatest Wife Ever, and we're like, and you're like, and I'm trying to.
I'm not crying.
Secretly, grab that tear before it drops, and the guy next to me is not
itchy.
I get nothing. He's not moving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, I'm next to a stone. Oh God, oh no, he's a statue. And then I see him go, and I'm like, okay, good.
He broke.
All right. Give me that napkin. I gotta. It was so good, but that was unexpected. But theater touching movies in a theater. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to sit there in the middle.
No, yeah,
and
but a good rom-com with just a couple gotcha moments, is that okay?
A good rom-com with a couple gotcha moments is
That's like
good.
That has some of the feels in it.
Well,
but not all of them.
Speaking of which, I took The Greatest Wife Ever on a date night, and I didn't tell her what movie we were going to go see.
Okay,
and it was Meg Ryan who was back, and she directed it, and David Duchovny, and they were stuck in an airport, and I don't remember what it was called.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes, that was, by the way, one of the commercials at the Super Bowl. Awful.
I wasn't a fan, especially since they did it in Katz Deli, and Katz Deli is known for, if you do not ask for mayonnaise on your corned beef sandwich. Now, she was eating a turkey sandwich, so that's acceptable, but I don't know if you see Hellman's mayonnaise out on a Katz Deli table. I'm just saying.
Probably not.
You know why? Because I follow Katz Deli on Instagram, and I do, and I watch them cut the pastrami sandwich. It's torture.
So
I don't know why I do that.
I want to ask this just because, because I think there are certain celebrities that go a little overboard with the plastic surgery, and she may fall into one of those categories, because I thought she's like an extraordinarily beautiful woman. Okay, who, if she had allowed herself to age gracefully, like, would look awesome.
Yeah.
But I feel like she maybe had some work. How did she appear in the movie that you watched with Duchovny? And how did he look, by the way, too? Had he
I don't want to say anything very disparaging other than I tried to watch David Duchovny more.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is, I don't want to be cruel.
But you look okay. We're human, right? So we know what our age, being on the back nine. Oh, that's a fourth callback. Looks like, right? So that's just my point. Like, you want people to sort of look their age. I mean, you get it. It's Hollywood. You're gonna have some work here or there and things like that. It's just, I don't know.
I'm not
trying to be mean, because she was one of my favorite people, and I watch her movies all the time. And
I think I told you this. I was watching some series with Courtney Cox, and she's had a
lot, and she jokes about it.
She joked about it because in there, she was supposed to be appearing on a television show in the show, and there was a makeup artist, and we're like, how's she look? Well, she looks like the Joker. What are you gonna do? And I'm like, oh man,
yeah, this is interesting.
See, there you go. Suzanne just posted, kosher restaurants don't serve mayo. Kosher rule can't combine meat and milk.
Fascinating.
And there you have it.
Thank you for that.
Mayo doesn't have milk in it, though. Mayo is eggs.
Is it?
Eggs and vinegar.
Okay. All right.
I don't think there's any cream or sour cream or anything in mayo. Is it just eggs and vinegar?
I guess eggs are eggs dairy products then? Or is it? Does that fall under? Let's not talk about eggs, by the way.
Almost $7. Almost $7 for a dozen.
Come on, bro.
Earlier this week.
It's like $5 here.
Almost.
All right.
Almost $7.
Everything's gonna come back to normal.
I know. I'm just saying. Anyway, so we're getting off to that. But that brings me into the next topic, though. So anyway, Meg Ryan. Okay. I mean, I understand the mentality of going in and like, lift this eyebrow a little bit.
Yeah, I have a few spots I would like removed. I probably would do that.
I get it. Absolutely. Would I like my hair to come down to about here? Yes, I would. Yeah.
Right. Would I like this to be thicker? Right.
But can I afford to do anything about that? Can I get a little liposuction and get this stuff sucked out?
No, I don't have any spare. I'm sorry. Too worried about putting money away for retirement.
For eggs. And
if my crypto hits, I'm good. I'm going to get it done.
Are you doing crypto?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'll send you a link.
Okay, good. The only crypto I know is Superman's dog. Call back. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
We're not going to get into it.
So I get it. I understand the whole thing with it. I'm not getting into play because I'm not going to judge because I think if I can afford it, I would do it.
That
Absolutely. There
said,
was
I wouldn't mind
years,
go to the dermatologist.
John, years. Look at the profile shot here. Years. This thing here.
Look, I got the Polish nose and the Polish
my
ears,
father
so,
said to me, my dad said, if you really want to get something done, I will take care of it.
Really?
Years and years and years ago.
Nice
he said if it really bothered me. But here's the funny thing. When I look at myself, I don't see the profile shot.
That's true.
So like, it doesn't bother me
here
until I see
a side shot. Yeah, it's like, oh God.
Until I see a picture.
Yeah,
and then a profile shot. I'm like, oh, thank God they got that and this. And thank goodness. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Turning into Paul McCartney here.
So you know what? When it comes to I don't even want to talk about Paul McCartney's performance on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that I did not watch. So
just watch it.
Really?
Watch it and get back to me.
Oh no.
It's Sir Paul McCartney. I'm not going to say anything about it.
Sir Paul.
I'm not going to say anything about it.
Sir Paul can do that now.
I think we're running. Are we running out until we're running out of time? I was going to get into
7 minutes.
I was going to get into supermarket shoppers because the new feature now, they redid the whole Safeway where we go, right? New floors. They finally put doors on the cold. You'd walk in there and it was 20, 25 degrees colder than outside. And you
mean the
glass
grocery store as a whole?
Yeah.
Oh, because the aisles, right?
Yeah, they put glass doors on all of the refrigerated containers, all of them. It's awesome.
So wait, I got to know. Did they also do the cool thing that we have in the Kroger now? Like, essentially, all the lights turn out if nobody's in front of it, and then if you go and you walk by, like they go, boop, they come on.
Oh no, it's not that.
It's like you're living in the future.
No, it's not that.
At the Kroger.
No, but the thing I've noticed, and they moved, you would walk in, must be certified kosher, be served at a kosher deli, but it's like pouring ketchup on your, exactly, Suzanne, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's sacrilegious in Cat's Deli to have mayonnaise. But I guess if you
maybe a little mustard, a little spicy mustard would be okay though.
Yeah, mustard's fine.
Right.
Anyway, I was just surprised they did that.
So your doors they've got new doors.
Right. So they did all this, but now, when you walk in, you used to go to the left, and that's where all the grocery carts were. You had a big aisle where all the grocery carts are. They have moved them all outside because now all of that are these containers for you to pick up your pre-shopped groceries.
Right.
So pick up and so all of that's, and you have refrigerated cases out there too.
Yeah.
So now when I'm shopping in the store, I notice there are all these people there, but they're not customers. They're shopping for customers. They've got the big,
I know, it's like,
and they're walking up and they pick up, the soy sauce and go boop, and then put it in the
bag.
Oh man.
What a world we live in.
I don't know if I want to do, I might want to do that. I don't know. Have you done that?
What the thing of shopping on
I
honestly have thought about it. I have recurring stuff set up on Amazon.
Okay.
That I have sent to me on a regular basis now, like that I used to go to the store for.
Yeah, we did that with Tim Hortons coffee for a while.
Things like that, right? Yeah. Oh, coffee is one of the things. I get 3 bags from Black Rifle Coffee Company every month. 3 bags.
Yeah. John takes his coffee very seriously, by the way.
I do.
Very seriously.
I also got my little Nescafe pod thing to do the espresso, which is awesome. So that's on the other side over there. But to your point, I do some of the stuff, but I've never done I won't say never. Once when it first came out, like it might have even been on Prodigy or something.
Prodigy.
Do you remember Prodigy? AOL, Prodigy, CompuServe.
Barely, but I've got more years behind me than I do.
One of those places there. Yeah, one of those things, there was like a thing where you could do groceries.
Oh, okay.
And then like I also had a thing where you could scan a barcode and do bill pay.
Yeah.
Literally, I was in the future. I used to do this stuff 10 years before everybody else did it.
That's crazy.
I know.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, but I'm with you. I don't know. Full shopping. I worry about somebody picking out my produce and stuff.
I might do it. I might do it.
Are you? Let me know. Then do it and report back. How about that?
I'm thinking.
I want to do a whole podcast on that and how it worked out and what your thoughts were.
Well, I enjoy going to the grocery store. I used to love going to the grocery store with my mom because I would break off. And of course, where did I go? Where did I go in the grocery store when I was with my mom and she walked in? I'm like, all right, bye. I'll see you. Where did I go, John?
Suzanne's worried about the same thing I am. The shoppers get to pick out the best strawberries from the back room. Huh?
No.
So they're good ones? They're doing the good ones in the back room? Or are you saying that they're picking out the ones that aren't ripe yet?
Going to pick out the best strawberries from the back room for themselves or for you? I don't know.
That's what
I'm literally watching them, witnessing them walking in the produce aisle and picking up something and going, all right, he wants apples. So boop,
yeah,
apple.
Good enough. That's an apple.
2 pounds of apples. Boop, boop. I don't know. Well, that's true. Yeah. Right. Are they bopping through?
Is it the best?
That's got a worm in it. Whatever. It's not mine.
That's got a little brown spot on the back of it. I don't know. That one's a little bit soft.
That is a fair point. I didn't know about that.
Produce maybe is where I would worry. Other stuff, nope, not worried at all.
Pre-packaged.
Yeah.
But where would I go when I was a kid? First thing.
Yeah.
Cereal aisle. Got to pick out the toy. I didn't pick it out because I wanted the cereal. I picked it out because I wanted the toy. It was like going to a toy store, standing in front of the cereals. It's not like that anymore. It's so weird. No. I walk through the cereal. I still get that little tinge when I walk through the cereal aisle. Like, oh, wow. I remember.
You look at it going, maybe I should try one of these things.
Oh, you don't know how badly I want to get a big box of chocolate frosted sugar bombs or whatever the heck they are.
Or Captain Crunch with extra crunch berries.
Extra crunch berries.
Yeah.
Right.
Crunch berry explosion.
Greatest wife ever tells us she grew up and it was always grape nuts or raisin bran or something healthy. Wheaties, whatever.
Post them with
when she moved out and she had her own money. The first thing she did was go buy a big old box. I think it was Captain Crunch.
Oh, wow.
And just
wow.
You know,
I know. I did the same
the roof
thing.
of your mouth if you didn't let it soak in the milk a little bit.
Oh God, I can remember like the first time when I was in Hagerstown, Maryland, and I was out on my own. I had my own place, and I went grocery shopping.
Yeah,
it was a free for all. It was a fiesta. Just the stuff that I bought was stupid, but it was great. Like, I'm an adult now. I can buy whatever I want.
I can buy all of these sugar cereals.
Captain Crunch, all berries. They had that for a while. You know that?
All berries, yeah.
Yeah. Because, you used to have to, like, as you were eating, push them so that it was even and you would get spoons with crunch berries.
I ran across this. I don't know if I posted it on the Facebook page, but we were in a grocery store.
Yeah.
And it was a Weiss, by the way.
Oh,
yeah, Weiss grocery store. And there was a container of nothing but the little colored flavored marshmallows that you would get in Lucky Charms.
Okay.
Nothing but that.
Yeah.
And I think I posted it. I know I did it on my page. And we're like, where was this when I was a kid? So I could just cut out the middleman and pour this in a bowl with some milk and be done with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to eat the stupid cereal. Nobody wants the cereal.
Yeah.
I wanted the marshmallows.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
All right. Oh my gosh, I've gone over time. All right, here we go.
Quisp
and Quake.
All right.
Jim just posted in.
We need to do our thing quickly.
We have to do our thing.
Okay, do the thing.
I love Quisp cereal. It was good. And Count Chocula. Count Chocula is not only available at Halloween time. The monster cereals.
And
you can't go right now and get Count Chocula. It's gone.
That's not right.
That's not right. It was year round. Come on, man. All right. It's time to get the gray matter working. Fire off the synapses, engage the frontal lobe, form new neural networks, utilize the cerebrum. As Pooh says, it's time to
think.
At least that worked.
Dang is the dun. Question of the day for pride, not prize. And here it is. Are you ready? Here we go. Today's Question of the day.
Question of the day.
You thought I froze for a second.
No, I didn't.
Not really.
I
Okay.
knew what you were doing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I did.
How about then? Did I get you then? Okay. Every U.S. president. Oh, but we had President's Day. Technically, Washington's birthday. Every U.S. president has had this unique feature when it comes to siblings. What is it? Every United States president has had this unique feature when it comes to siblings. What is it? Put your answer in the comment section. Good luck. Now
Okay, I have no idea on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I want cereal.
I know.
I went through a whole bunch of presidential trivia yesterday.
Did you?
Well, yeah, one of the ones that I really noticed it and then I read about it and I'm like, oh, that's cool because George W., Bill Clinton, and I think even President Barack Obama were all left-handed. They were left-handed. Like 3 presidents in a row, left-handed.
It's a little weird.
It was pretty cool, I thought, to notice that. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
All right, today's question of the day. Every U.S. president has this unique feature when it comes to siblings. What is it? Let's go to the ends.
We only have one. I think you've stumped everybody. Hold on.
What?
Here we go.
Okay. Older brother. Okay, you're in the ballpark there, Jim. You're in the ballpark.
Huh.
I kind of gave you the answer in the question when it comes to siblings.
It's had this unique feature. I'm reading it right now.
When
it comes to
siblings.
That they have multiples?
Well, do we want to work it out? Do we want to give the answer?
We might have to because you've stumped people.
Give it away clue?
Other than Jim with the older brother. Go ahead, super duper.
And they have all had siblings. There's never been an only child president.
Really?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
surprising.
There's a little
in the history of the United States.
George Washington had a sister.
47. Is it 47? Is that where we are? Are we 40?
I don't know. I don't know where we are.
I think we're 47.
Yeah, right. Every president, every U.S. president has had a sibling. They have never been an only child. Wow. I know. I ran across that. I was like, what? Is that true?
I'm really surprised by that. Honestly.
Apparently that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet said so.
At least. Yeah.
So
nobody was an only child. I mean, I could see in the older days because you used to have tons of kids, multiple kids, because disease and that sort of thing.
Right. But apparently no
farm hands.
No United States president's been an only child.
Huh. Okay. Well, that was a good one, Ron.
Thanks.
I like that. You're so good. Right. You stumped everyone. Good.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'll make it more
close. I think Jim gets honorary pride.
I think so too. He said older brother. He was in the ballpark. They've all had, yeah. and you know what? I'll also say this. Yeah. It was probably poorly written in order to lead you to the answer, but I didn't do that. But you know what?
Stuff happens, man.
It happens. But again, we got to roll. John's got to get back to his real world job.
This is my lunch break.
I got to go to work too. Yep. So thank you so much for listening and subscribing. And if you haven't, then please do so on the YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. And
please
like
tell a friend
and all the things and follow us. Appreciate it. Yeah, and tell your friends.
Yes.
And we're here every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Most every Tuesday.
Sometimes.
When Ron remembers to post.
Ron remembers to post about it. I'm sorry. That is on me. That's totally
I had people, which was nice. I had people hitting me up like, "Hey, are you guys doing something today?"
Not a soul with me.
Really? Why are they coming to me then?
Not one person asked me.
Really?
I was doing a podcast.
2 or 3 people asking me, like, "Why are you coming to me?" Ask Ron.
Here's me.
And his name on the door. Yeah. All right, I gotta go.
Yeah, me too. All right, listen. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Please be safe. We will be back next week. John Uglensky, Ron Ross. Love you, mean it.
All right.
Bicycle.
Bye now.